we go to this hot springs with my cousins, my female cousin that we have. She told me that I looked hot. And, like, it took me back a little bit. And later that night, I did the deed.
There was a time in human society where more people's sexual partners were their second cousins than not.
Is this the Gecko?
Yes, who is this?
We'll just call me T.
T. How old are you, T?
18.
Well, what's up, T?
Not much. I was just about to load a bowl.
How can I get you today, sir?
I kind of got this. I kind of got a really weird story. So, fuck, it's weird. I've never told anybody this before. So when I was 15, I went to this hot springs with my dad, and right as my parents were getting divorced, so he just kind of wanted to like take us out and do stuff, and we go to this hot springs with my cousins, and my female cousin that we have, we went with them or whatever, and we were like, it was like a hot springs with like a pool and like a hot tub next to it, and all the kids would like go into the fucking pool. And I was still kind of, young. And she told me that I looked hot. And I was so like brought off by that. And like, it took me back a little bit, and I just thought about it for a minute. And 20 minutes later, she came back up to me and like told me she wanted to, do the deed. And basically, short story. Later that night, I did the deed.
All right, now what's your name? T.
Yeah.
Look. I'm more than happy to have this conversation with you, but I just like human being to human being.
Yeah.
Like, I just really need to ask you if you're messing with me right now, because it's like the number one thing that people
no
call in to mess with me to talk about is having sex with their cousin. It's like, I don't know why that's like it's like the boy who cried cousin fucking. Like, it's the number one thing that people call in to like make up. But I'm sure there are, but I feel bad for the people who actually did fuck their cousins that want to talk about it, because of all the people who make up stories about fucking their cousins. And I don't know which of those two people you are, but I'm gonna trust you. Whichever of those two people you say you are.
Well, like, I definitely did not make the story up. I feel like I've regretted it my whole fucking life. Like, there's I feel like I just fucked my whole, like, I feel like I don't necessarily fucked my life up, but like kind of fucked my sexual life a little bit, because like, it's just, that's like especially like when I listen to this is kind of weird, but like every time I listen to that one not J. Cole, is it J. Cole? That one song where he loses his virginity and they like pass the nose through school and like that, every fucking time that song comes up on my playlist, that instant just fucking pops in my head that my first time was fucking my cousin. I just feel like I'm just so fucked.
Right,
I see the chat.
I'm from what? Don't. First of all, don't look at the chat. Second of all, so T. Couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
First cousin or second cousin?
So she's my dad's first cousin's kid, so I think that makes her my second cousin.
Okay, so she's not like your dad's brother's daughter.
No.
Okay. All right, so she was your dad's cousin's daughter.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, and this was 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 4. Well, it happened, well, my parents got divorced in 2020, so late 2020, at the end of summer 2020.
Okay, all right. I mean, look, second cousin, I don't think it's good. I'm not gonna sign off on.
Yeah.
Look. ideally, if you're gonna have sex with someone, they would not be your cousin. But
right.
second cousin, it's at least is better than first cousin. It could be worse.
Yeah, I will admit, I did wrap it before I tapped it, So there wasn't like, it wasn't direct skin contact, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it was there.
So you were what? You were 14, 15?
Yeah.
How old was
14.
she?
We're the same age. She's born like a couple months before I am.
Okay. Do you ever see her like family stuff?
So she's on my dad's side. And my parents got divorced, and I don't see my dad anymore. So I don't see her at all. Like I haven't seen her. We used to go to the same high school, and even every time I did see her, I'd just fucking turn the hallway. I would avoid her as like fast as I could.
Just you're being 100% serious, right?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Okay, I believe you. I really do. I try not to have. This sounds real. Like you, I feel like I've people. Anyway, whatever. You're telling the truth. I believe you. Have you ever told anyone else about this?
No, I feel so like I'm so shaky right now. Like I've never told anybody this, and I like even when people ask me what my first time was, I just told them I met some girl at Hot Springs. Like I told them I just met some girl at Hot Springs, and it was a random girl I met at Hot Springs. We just hooked up. And
was that the first time you? Was that the first time you ever met her?
No, we've known each other for a little while before that.
Okay. You ever go to therapy to talk about this? Or you've literally never told anyone about this?
Yeah, no, you're the first kind of therapy I've brought this up. First time I've ever gotten it off my chest.
Okay. Well, all right, I have a few questions, but how does it feel to get it off your chest?
Better, I think. I feel a little more.
Okay. First of all, look, you're not the first guy to have sex with their second cousin. They do that. They use that. There was a time in America. This is I'm making this up, but I'm making this up, but it comes from a place that is there's a kernel of truth. I think there was a period of time in human society where more people's sexual partners were their second cousins than not.
Right, got to keep it in the bloodline.
I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if that's true. It sounds like it makes sense though, because people didn't used to, when people when they lived in like tribes and stuff, like when people would hang out in tribes, everyone was having sex with their cousins all the time, Right. So you're not the first guy to do that. So you don't have to feel that weird.
Yeah, not the first guy in history, I guess, and maybe. I feel like the royals used to like trade off their cousins and shit. So maybe my ancestors are proud of me or something, but I don't know.
Right, I don't know. I feel like you're making this up. Are you making this up?
No.
Okay, all right. I believe you. I believe you. No. You don't have to be sorry. I believe you.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I fucked up my first time. Like now looking back at it, I wish I just never. I wish I didn't do a lot of stuff in my life. You can't really be regretful about it, but I did what I
did. You're only 18, man. You're too young to have so many crazy regrets.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it feels weird, talking to somebody about it.
Tell me why let's get into this real quick. Tell me why this eats away at you. Like, obviously, it's not a socially acceptable thing. Like, but let's really get into it. Why? Let's get into your feelings about it, and maybe we can find something. Like what? Tell me more about your feelings about this.
I don't know. I came up from like a more. I moved around a lot when I was a kid, but for the most of like my high school years, I lived in like this smaller town. And, like anything like drama related like that, especially if it caught wind just the slightest, everybody would know. Like, everybody in the whole fucking town would know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be some of that, but I'm not sure.
Look, man, you know, first of all, I mean, you were first of all, I kind of think anything that you did with your life before you, I mean, you were 14 when this happened?
Yeah.
Look, unless if you, like, killed somebody, kind of anything you did with your life before you were 18, you're fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think you can I think you can have a clean slate with this one.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it's kind of not been eating me as much, especially because I moved out of the state where she lives at and stuff like that, and I'm like 600 miles away from her now, and it's not like it's kind of in the back of my mind, but just like I said, like sometimes, like especially when I'm at like work, I have my music in like that. I'm pretty sure it's that J. Cole. I'm kind of nervous right now, so I'm just my mind's kind of racing a little bit, but I forget what it's called. Like, you know what I'm talking, like that one song where he's like passing notes with his fucking chick or whatever, and he's talking about his first time. Like every single time that song comes up, or like anybody talks about their first time having sex, it always just like pops in my head. It's like, damn, you fucked up for your first time. Like you know that you can never tell anybody about your first time because they're just gonna think you're a fucking cousin fucker or something like that. Wet Dreams, yeah, that's the song I'm looking for. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to listen to J. Cole.
What's that?
I said you don't have to listen to J. Cole.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good.
Just block J. Cole. Block J. Cole on Spotify.
I guess I should.
Well, listen, man. I don't let this ruin your life. You know. Go ahead and you will eventually have sex with people who are not your cousin. You will eventually.
No, I have. I've done other things.
That's cool. Whether you did or you did, it's fine. You're gonna be fine, T. All right. If you haven't told anyone this, and I'm the first person you've told, I'm telling you, you're gonna be fine. I'm telling you, you shouldn't freak out about this, and I'm telling you to stop listening to J. Cole.
I think I'm gonna take that song off my playlist after this call.
Take it off the playlist. Why is it still even on there? If it's making you think?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say that. Look, I'm just gonna say this, T. If I had a song that reminded me of fucking my cousin, I wouldn't have it on my playlist.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I should probably take that song off my playlist.
T, is there any other way that I can help you this evening? Was this helpful?
I think this was very helpful.
Okay, good.
And honestly, I'm kind of surprised because I literally saw your like live notification, and I texted you, and I didn't think you were gonna call me tonight, which is pretty surprising. But
well, here we are, and just here we are, just two guys who are gonna be okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Just keep it real and don't fuck your cousin because you'll regret it.
All right, take care, man.
You too. I love the show. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. I lost my virginity to my first girlfriend when I was 18 years old. And like 6 years later, she sends me a text, and it's a picture of her wearing a Therapy Gecko t-shirt, and she says, my friends found out that I lost my virginity to the Therapy Gecko, and so they bought me this t-shirt. I hope you're doing well. It was actually very, very kind. Hey folks, this is Lyle. I am very excited to announce that I am going back on tour in 2024 to do Therapy Gecko live all across the country. If you've never been to one of my live shows before, they are extremely fun, unpredictable, wild evenings that involve a mix of group gecko therapy sessions as well as some material and presentations from myself. And if you've been to the show before, I have new presentations and will, of course, be interviewing new people. If you're a fan of the podcast, you're going to have a great time at the live show, so I hope to see you guys there. Go to therapygeckotour.com or check the link in the episode description for a full list of cities where tickets are available. Also, if you don't see your city on the list of cities, please still click the link and RSVP with your phone number so I can contact you when tickets go on sale for your city, because I'm going to announce a bunch more dates very soon. Geck bless.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Oh, this is Mike. Who's this?
It's the Gecko guy.
Oh, hey, man.
What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Not much, man. I'm just, chilling out. Calling in the Geck,
Well,
wow,
here we are.
I got nervous. I didn't realize I was going to get nervous.
You know what's funny? I'll tell a story real quick. I used to do this show on Reddit. That's how the show first started. Is there used to be this thing called the Reddit Public Access Network, where people would live stream themselves to Reddit, and if enough people were watching your stream, Reddit would actually put your stream to the front page of Reddit. And so that's kind of how I got started doing this. Is my streams kept getting to the front page of Reddit. And there'd be 40,000 concurrent viewers on my Reddit streams, and for some reason I never got nervous. I really I don't know why I couldn't really feel the presence of those people, and it just my central nervous system never spiked or anything like that. But
yeah.
here's what's interesting.
Lyle?
Well, hold on. Let me just. Here's what's interesting though, is that there occasionally would be other streamers who would do call-in shows. And I remember there was this other streamer, I don't remember what their name was, but I was bored one night, and I was watching this other streamer who had a call-in show, and they maybe had 15 people watching their stream, but I called in, and they picked up, and for whatever reason, I got nervous when I was on the phone. It was so weird to me. I was like, why am I nervous calling in to somebody else's stream, but I'm totally fine on my own? It didn't make any sense to me. It kind of made me realize what it was like to be on the other side of the phone.
Yeah, man. That is kind of funny. And I'm used to I've done singing and theater and stuff like that, and I should be used to talking to people live, but when you're on your hero's phone line, it's pretty cool.
No, I'm not. There's no way I'm your hero. I have literally.
Oh, honestly, you know what? I have discovered a new interesting path, because not only of you, because of other streamers too. I didn't even realize it was a thing, and here I am, this old dude hanging out on the internet, just found Lyle,
Well, hold on. So what's this new path that you found as a result of streamers?
I was really tired of working for big corporations and stuff like that, and I just went off and did my own business thing, because
Nice.
I saw a lot of people just kind of doing their own thing, and now the internet is so cool, you can pretty much do whatever you want. I mean, you could always do whatever you wanted to within reason, right? But now it seems a little bit safer and more fun, and I don't know, kind of digging your thing.
Well, tell me, what's this thing that you're doing? What's this biz man?
Oh yeah, I'm working on computers. I help people with their computers. Recovering data, doing whatever, helping their websites. Just, I do all the Discords. I'm a tech guy, so I spend a lot of time doing tech stuff and just, I don't know. Decided one day I was tired of doing it for everybody else except for myself,
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a project for myself. So,
I like that. I like that. I think I mean, is that or I'm not a futurologist or an economist or anything, but that seems to me like a utopian world. Like everybody's a freelancer. There's no 9-to-5 corporate shit. You just kind of work when there needs to be work done, Yeah.
I kind of like that, we can all kind of be ourselves and, do our thing. By the way, I was at the Syracuse show, dude, and it was so much fun.
Oh, thanks, man.
I really and my wife, she was a little skeptical, because listen, man, I'm 50. Not, and you're pretty young, right? You're in your 20s, dude. So,
yeah.
But I get a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing. I saw you, actually, the first time I saw you was in an interview with a guy from AFN, or, at the AVN.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who, wait, somebody was interviewing me at AVN?
Yeah.
Who was
Some
it?
dude was interviewing you on YouTube on the AVNs. I was like, who's this Gecko guy? And then I just kind of went down a rabbit hole. Some porn star or wannabe porn guy,
Okay. So I inspired you to create a computer repair business?
Well, it's not a repair business, but essentially, yeah. Yeah, you inspire me. You and actually a bunch of other streamers, actually. I don't know if you watch, if you're on Twitch at all, but there's a gamer streamer called Pirate Software. That guy, he's amazing. There's a bunch of guys like you who are out there just, you can cultivate your own internet experience at this point. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is cool. I was having this conversation with someone last night. It's you can really kind of we live in a universe where it's easier than ever to do your own thing,
Yeah. So, yeah.
So
well,
your wife. So
did your part of my life.
Did your wife like the show? Was she not skeptical anymore afterwards?
I don't know. Did you like the show, hon? The Gecko show. Did you like it? Yeah, she liked it.
Okay, that's good. That's cool. Because that's my barometer. And people are gonna. I've been talking to so many people who've happened to be at my live shows on this podcast lately that people are gonna think it's plants, but that's my real barometer to see if the show is any good or not. If some person who's boyfriend or girlfriend just dragged them there had a good time.
Yeah, she had a great time. I mean, there were some weird. The people who come on stage are pretty interesting, and that's why I like the show, dude. It's it's a unique formula. I'm interested in streaming too, and I've always been thinking of what the hell can I do in the streaming world, But you show pretty much anybody. You can do any fucking thing, really.
Well,
you can be on the Gecko interviewing people, and that's fucking great. And I think you're hilarious, and
thanks,
that's
man.
about it.
Thanks for being so nice to me. Enough about me. I'm curious about you. So you just turned 50?
Yeah, I'm turning 50 this May, man.
So it's interesting because mostly I talk to. I feel like I'd like to think anecdotally, it seems as though we have a wide age range of people, coming in on this thing. But when I go and I look at my analytics and stuff, it's mainly 18 to 30, So what's
I'm an outlier.
What's going on at 50? What's happening? How you feeling? How you thinking? How's life? What can you tell us?
Oh, dude, it's fun. I mean, I'm on many depressant medications, and kids, divorced, all the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I manage my life. I go to therapy. It's good. People should go to therapy. They should.
Can I
think
ask
that
you? So no, actually,
Yeah.
you go ahead and finish. I'll save my questions to the end.
Oh, no. I was just going to say that, I think everybody should, find their own path, but don't, ever stop working on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something. It's a little crazy, but I feel like it's good I'm just going to say it because I think it's only fair to like let people know where I'm at sometimes. I've been like I've been in kind of like a crazy depression for a bit, and have you like been depressed for like your whole life? Would you consider yourself like have depression?
Oh yeah, I was diagnosed for sure. Oh yeah, diagnosed and everything. Yeah.
So like I've been in a crazy depression, and I kind of like, bro, this is kind of dark, but I thought to myself kind of recently like, dude, if every day is gonna feel like this for the rest of my life, like I don't know if it's like worth it. You know what I mean? And because I'm 26, and I used to have this idea in my mind that like when I turned 30, I would like explode. Like that actually wouldn't even be like that. Like the reality of me getting older doesn't even exist. I'm not saying like I'm not saying I'm gonna kill myself. I'm saying like it doesn't. It's not. I don't think about
you don't
life
see yourself
more than a year.
like past a certain time. Yeah.
And
I get
you,
that. Oh, dude.
I'm curious what your perspective is because you're 50, so you've been dealing with depression for twice as long as I have. Yeah. What's up? What's your take? What's your thoughts? What's your feelings? How'd you overcome it?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just basically keeping a positive attitude. That's all I've done, dude. I finally went on. Okay, so I did go on the meds because it was getting kind of like a little bad. Where when you feel those depressive thoughts, where self-harm or any of that stuff, dude, you gotta see a doctor or a psychologist and get on some meds, quickly, because that'll help you turn things around. And that's what I did, and I'm still learning, every day I just try to stay positive, take care of myself. How much balance do you have between the computer and like touching grass?
I'm trying. I mean, it's hard because what I do is on the computer, but also a lot of what I do is not on the computer. Like that show in fucking Syracuse. I am easily happiest when I'm in front of actual human beings.
In front of people.
Not,
Yeah.
So here I'm curious about this because this is something I've been talking to a friend a lot about this because the whole like meds and therapy thing. Like I've been. So, like, when I get really depressed, I kind of think to myself, like, okay, I'm pretty sure that all of this is due to external, like, life. You know what I mean? Like there's something fixed, like, either, like, whatever, like, interpersonal relationships are fucked up, or, like, career stuff is, like, fucked up, or, like you could actually peg it to something external in your life. And I've tried to like figure this out. Like, is happiness and not being depressed like a symptom of like your literal brain chemistry that like medication can fix, or that have meditation and perspective can fix, or is it literally like, nah, dude, you gotta like unfuck your actual like life and make actual different changes to your life? And I go very back and forth on it because I've had a lot of I have a lot of things in my life right now that I think would, I at one point really wanted. And so if I just shifted my perspective to be more grateful for the things I have, I think I'd be happier. But then on another point, I do look at a lot of aspects of my external life, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like I'm looking at my fucking room right now, and it looks hilarious. Like there's gecko suits straddled and upon this underwear in my sink, bro. Like there's stuff to be.
Well, I mean, you're a sick
here.
You got to roll it back, though, dude. You got to roll it back. Let's roll it back here. Be realistic. You are a 20-something-year-old single dude, right?
It's true.
No one's expecting you not to have your underwear strewn about the house, okay? When I was 27, dude, the underwear was everywhere. So you're good. You're good there. Don't worry about being sloth.
Yeah. Well, it's just I meant that to say, and the underwear in my sink is a microcosm of the underwear in my sink is like a metaphor for just like external things being like fucked up. And so basically what I'm getting at is like I'm trying to basically what I'm getting at is simply I'm trying to determine how much of my unhappiness is based upon things wrong in my external life or things wrong in my internal brain chemistry and perspective. And I'm curious what your take is on that.
I honestly think it's like a mix, right? Yeah, I think I've been using both. I've been using what they call the CBT, the cognitive behavioral therapy, and medication, and they both work. You know, I got through a divorce. I also, you know, I do things outside, like you. I do things outside of my regular work too. You know, like I have a specific thing that I do for exercise that I'll do, or, you know, I don't know. I just set up a routine. You know, people and kids, like maybe kids were the one thing that kind of helped me through some of this too, dude.
Yeah.
It's like when I had kids and, you know, regular relationships finally, you know, it took a while. But, you know, when I finally got there, I was able to, you know, find some more balance in my life by exerting different, you know, taking the energy off me a little bit and putting it up on, you know, my family and the people who are close to me.
Yeah. Well, how old were you when you started?
I take a more Buddhist approach to life. At now, I'm taking like a more Buddhist approach to life. You know, I try to make a giving thing every day. You know, I try to be kind to people. You know, I know the internet is a shit pool of fun. You know, but it's you know, I try to be nice as possible, but I'm also kind of sarcastic. So you know, the internet is perfect for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
How old were you when you started your family?
I was in my 30s. Yeah, I was
okay.
like 30 something.
So what were you doing? So in your 20s, what were you doing? Were you just like bumming around? What were you doing?
I was going to college. You know, I lived in a bunch of places. I lived in Baltimore. I lived in Philly. I lived I lived in a bunch of places. You know, just traveling around. I like to travel. You know, go places, so I would you know, follow girlfriends here and there too. You know, that's the other thing that I haven't been great at is relationships. So, but now, like, I feel like I finally in my 50, I'm finally like at that point where I can be good at relationships.
Why do you think you weren't good at relationships?
I don't know. You know, it's a good question. Just like early life stuff happened. I don't know, you know, like everybody has fucked up life stories, you know? So I think that probably my early lifehood stuff when I was growing up as a teenager and young one kind of impacted my adulthood, you know? But I kind of like late bloomed in college. I didn't even finish until I was like 25 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, man, I just paid off my student loans.
Oh, congratulations. Gee, wow, I mean, congratulations. But
congratulations,
but also that's fucked up.
Only took me 25 years, but hey,
Crazy.
What the hell, you know, right?
Crazy. What did you major in?
I have a 2-year degree in radio and television and a business degree.
Oh my God, that's crazy that it takes that long.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah, and I was just, you know, I was kind of doing it on my own too, you know, so.
How do you feel as though you've gotten better at relationships?
Well, I mean, honestly, the therapy, you know, like talking through things, you know, my therapist has kind of guided me through things as a kind of like a life coach, you know what I mean? So been guiding me through, you know, when I'm being an asshole or when I'm, you know, doing the right thing or the wrong thing, you know, that's been helpful. So having some guidance, you know.
Well, are you happy now?
Yeah, man. I'm much happier now. Yeah, absolutely. I'm my own boss, and you know, I love it.
Do you has your life gotten better every year, or has it kind of been like a like an up and down chart, but or like, or has it kind of been like
it's an up. Yeah, it's not like even for me. No, man.
But does it trend upwards over time?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, listen, you're talking to a bit of a nihilist too, so does it really? I mean, I don't know if you understand nihilism or nihilism. Maybe that's how.
A nihilist. You're a nihilist.
Nihilist, yeah. Nihilist.
You're one cheerful ass nihilist. I gotta tell you.
Well, no, but like, yeah, you have to be happy, but you know, the long and short of it is does this all really fucking matter? You know, and that's why I think it's kind of funny. You know, like that's the funny part about life is like, does this all matter? No. So that's why it's great to be what you want to do and do what you want to do, like you, Geck, man.
Well, so there's this two panel comic that I see all the time, and it's a guy who's face down, shrouded in a cloud of rain, and the caption says, "Nothing matters." And then next to it is another guy, and he's smiling, and his hands are up in the air, and he's cheerful, and he goes, "Nothing matters." And you're the second guy.
Yeah, I'm the second guy. Exactly.
Well, Mike, it was really a great pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I was there anything in particular? It's okay if not. This was a fun conversation, but was there anything in particular that you wanted to get off your chest or talk about before we go?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just, I don't know. Like, you want me to tell you about like a little bit about my life? I could. I don't want to extend my call. I want to give other people a chance. So I'm going to just say, people be kind to each other, find a balance in life, and, keep watching, Lyle, because he's awesome.
Thanks,
and by the way,
man.
the Doja Cat thing was awesome, dude.
Thanks.
That
man.
was
Thanks.
Epic.
Mike?
Like, you get these great guests.
You know what, Mike?
What's that?
You're my fucking hero, all right?
No, you're my hero.
No, you're my hero. You hang up.
You're my hero.
I'm hanging up on you. All right, you take care, Mike. Thank you very much, man.
Later, bro. Thank you so much. Thanks, man. Bye.
What a nice fucking guy. What a nice fucking guy. What a nice fucking guy. I liked Mike. What else do I have to say about Mike in this post call recap comments? I'm trying to say more about the calls after they end. But it's because I've started putting these post call thoughts in the podcast. But it's kind of, it always feels like when you're trying to leave a voicemail and you like the thing beeps and you panic and you're like, I don't fucking know what to say. That's how I feel every time a phone call ends and I'm supposed to like give post-call thoughts on it. Is like, I don't fucking know what to say. I didn't prepare for this. I only prepared to talk to another person. I wasn't prepared to just rant and have it forever be on someone else's phone, let alone, thousands of people's phones on this podcast. See, I've gone so far that this post-call thought is not even about Mike anymore. His name was Mike, right? Thank God. Okay, I looked at the chat. His name was Mike. Mike was a cool guy. That's all I have to say. That's another thing with these post-call thoughts. I'm on a roll. I'm going to keep going. I had a lot of coffee before this, which is, I don't know. There's a correlation between the amount of coffee that I have and how alert I feel on these podcasts. But whatever. We're still going. We're putting all of this in. We're keeping all of this in. All these post-call thoughts are going in. That's another thing about post-call thoughts is here's all I really have to say about that call is that Mike was a nice guy. I liked Mike. I don't have a further Actually, okay, why don't I do that? Why don't I give an analysis of why I liked Mike? I liked Mike because he was here's why I liked Mike. We're going to analyze it. I liked Mike because he was a gracious conversationalist. He allowed me to talk and responded in a way that really proved that he was listening and paying attention. He was optimistic, positive person. That's the kind of people we want to be around. That's who you want. Life is a fucking war, and on your army, you want positive, optimistic people who are ready to go into battle. Such as Mike. He was a positive, optimistic guy. He was a good conversationalist. What's the third final reason I liked Mike? Mike gave me hope. That's why I liked Mike. He gave me hope, because I meant what I said back there. My life also feels like a very big trend up, trend down, ups and downs things. But here's Mike, 50 years old, going through life, still kicking. I don't know. I imagine I'm just like after living life year after year after year after year, I imagine it tires on some, And so there is something, or like I imagine that it'll like by the time I reach 50, I'll just be like so tired, And so when I talk to Mike, I'm inspired. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll still be able to enjoy life and be kicking and doing stuff. So I liked Mike. And if this was a voicemail, it'd be a very long voicemail. I'm done. I got to take another call, or else this post-call thought is going to keep going forever. But we're putting all this in the podcast and scene.
Call from
James.
Hello?
Hello.
What is your name?
You can call me James.
James. What's up, James? How's life? How can I get you today?
Not much. It's funny. I actually was going to go into your podcast right now, actually. But I'm like, hey, you're streaming. Might as well try calling.
TFW, you listen to the podcast, but then you are the podcast?
That's basically it, man. That's basically what it is.
Well, anyway, shit. Where do you, tell me something, anything at all about life, about you, about
honestly,
me, anything.
It's funny because whenever I have an idea of calling you and having an idea of like talking to you, I always have all these ideas of what to talk about, but never a precise like idea. I say, I'd say, one issue I'm having, I guess, is more like nostalgia. I don't know if you ever had that, like an issue with nostalgia.
You have an issue with nostalgia?
Yes.
Tell me more. What does that mean?
So it's like I would say that like I let nostalgia kind of like dictate some actions I've done over my life, and it kind of ruined some friendships over the years. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, if you want to talk about it, what's the let's get an example in here. What's a time where you made a decision based off of nostalgia?
Well, I would say, like, to put it shortly, back in 8th grade, I had a girl that I was in love with who was my best friend, and I just never told her about it. And so over the years, as like time progressed, we became a little distant, but also together in a way. So like long distance of friendship, but not also being too close to being best friends anymore. You get me?
Okay.
And so like over the years, me and this girl, we've had mutual friends. We had mutual, like people we knew together. And so what ended up happening was that as time progressed, we just drifted apart. And so around, I'd say 2020, we met back up. We had a mutual friend who said, hey, let's hang out, let's catch you back up to speed. And so to me, that was just like amazing. Oh yeah, let's hang out. Long story short, the energy was just like very, I would say, it's more like intoxicating. Like the whole feeling was just like, hey, everyone can sense that there's something between us, around us. You get me?
Okay.
Mystery between
so
us.
Here's why is this bad?
So let me get to that. So my issue was that because of that, like I didn't realize like how much I was putting myself into this situation. More like me and this person were like, oh, we're good friends, and we kind of wanted to keep it that way. But like for me, my nostalgia of just knowing this person for all these years kind of came into the idea of, hey, I'm in love with you, but I never told her about it.
So wait,
and that was the problem. So
what's your name again?
James.
James, so you were, okay, and how old are you now?
I'm 26, actually. I just turned 26.
You're 26, okay. And so you met a lady in 8th grade that you were in love with, and then you meet up with her years later as a young adult, and when you meet her again, you're still the feelings, the passion that you had at that age bubbles back up again. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And you desire, and is this and you decline to tell her that you have these feelings for her.
Yeah, and it gets more complicated than that, actually.
How so? How does it get more complicated? Because a lot of the times, things that apparently... Because I'll tell you something, James. I'll tell you something. A lot of times, things that you think are complicated are kind of not. But what the fuck do I know? Tell me why it gets more complicated.
So, basically, between the time of, like, 8th grade to, like, 2020, me and her sister actually became really good friends. And so, like, even though me and the main person weren't talking as much, me and her sister were becoming really good, close friends. And that became complicated because at some point, the main friend was jealous of our friendship. And assuming things will happen between us, I said, no, I don't really see her that same way. And I didn't really want to enforce any, like, kind of relationship kind of stuff like that. So for me, it was like, I don't want to focus on that. Like, I'm cool with just being friends. But then in 2020, when we all met up together, as out of all these years, I didn't realize her sister was also in love with me.
Okay.
So it was a weird, like, triangle here without me having to really get involved with that triangle as much. Because even I told her sister, hey, I'm in love with like, my main friend, you know? And I haven't told her.
It's very funny to me that this girl you met in middle school, you are still now, as a man in his mid-20s, courting her as you would a middle schooler.
Yeah, so yes and no. So to put it lightly, like, as time progressed in 2020, I was dealing with my own emotional stuff. I had a stalker at the time, so, like, I was getting over that. And when me and this person became friends again and, like, reestablished our friendship, what ended up happening was that we got really close. But the only issue was that she was dating other people freely on a non-monogamous way. Okay. And so I was like, okay, you know, and for me, I was just like, I don't want to intervene with that because I shouldn't really intervene with someone else's happiness like that.
Oh, okay.
And I was more like a martyr of myself. I was saying, hey, well, I'd rather keep it quiet and just not ruin our friendship, even though I am in love with you. But that did cause its own.
So you did tell her you were in. So you did tell her you were in love with her.
No, what ended up happening was that as time progressed, we got really close, and we did have like one or two like flings. But the minute we had the last fling,
so you guys hooked up.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it wasn't like a like, oh, let's do this. It was like a heat of the moment. We just like we're hanging out and like you know let's just like mess around. But that wasn't more like, for me, when I did that, I felt like, oh, my nostalgia filter just fucking left. That whole thing just fucking dipped out, and I was like, oh, I see the issue here. And it was like, oh, my nostalgia was just like, oh, here's my filter. And James, it felt like, oh, this, yeah.
Look, I'm only telling you this, and I might be wrong, and I might not have any nuance. I'm just only telling you this as, you know, with the information you've provided me, as a completely outsider perspective who's thought about your issue for a good, 5 minutes that you've been telling it to me. But why is this? I still don't understand why this is so complicated.
So it's complicated because, long story short, as we got further along, like I said, you know what, let's not have sex anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. And I just didn't feel comfortable. However, I still felt like I was in love with her. But that just made more issues towards it along the line with the whole, kind of like her sister was like jealous of that.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask you a few questions to decomplicate things. Okay, James.
Mm-hmm.
Does this woman live in the same location as you?
Well, same city, yeah.
That would be the same location, yes. Okay, is she in a relationship?
As of right now, I don't know.
Okay, are you in a relationship?
I'm not.
Do you like her?
I do, but we're no longer friends.
Would it make you happy to be in a relationship with her?
It would, honestly.
Have you told her that?
I haven't, and it's hard to do so because
so
we're no longer friends.
Why is it hard to do so?
So basically, when I cut things off with her, she started dating someone, and she told the guy that me and her had flings here and then, and he became very jealous about that and kind of cut her off from hanging out with me or being friends with me in general. And so that caused a whole rift of our friendship and kind of broke things off between us. So I haven't talked to her for over a year at this point.
Oh, you haven't talked to her for over a year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your relationship with her has sort of... Do you believe that you are both on... Do you believe that you are on bad terms with this woman?
I do.
Do you believe she would be reciprocal to you reaching out and attempting to talk to her?
It's funny because for her birthday, I don't know what came over me, but I gave her like a happy birthday and like a bit of an apology for how things went off between me and her.
Okay.
And she just never replied back. And I was like, well, that's kind of like nailed the top in that one.
Okay. All right. So it sounds as though you reached out, and your reach out was not reciprocated.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? I think I should just move on from that. And I kind of just, again, like it's not like I'm hung up over it. It's more like it's just one of those things that comes back to my back of my mind.
Okay.
And kind of bothers me a little bit on how things went off with that.
Okay.
But it's more like, you know what? It's better to move on than having to just like.
James, you are severe. I don't know if I know what I'm talking about here, and maybe I don't, but you're severely overcomplicating this.
I am sorry.
So no, you don't have to apologize. No, you don't have to apologize. You don't. Sometimes I think just talking stuff out makes you realize you overcomplicate it. To me, the point is you reached out to this girl, to try to kind of, it sounds to try to kind of rekindle a relationship, and she was not reciprocal to that. And at that point, you take it, and you move on. It's easy, but so much easier said than done. Dear Lord.
Oh no, yeah, of course.
So much easier said than done. I don't want to pretend like it's that easy. It's fucking not. It's not at all. And you know what? I've been being a dick to you this whole call. Things do get complicated. Things do. But here's what I've been. Hold on. Because things do. And I'm saying this because, like, things do get complicated, right? But they also kind of aren't when you zoom out,
Yeah, of course.
So, anyway. What are you doing now? Are you Tindering? What are you doing? Are you going out on the town?
Well, right now I'm trying to like go out there more and like kind of date around, but like I'm kind of also like, hey, I'm cool with just being single.
Well, wonderful.
Like I'm just cool with just being single. Yeah, because it's like after all the shit I went through with all that, I was like, I'm kind of cool being single, but the back of your mind just like eats at you at what you did or what you went through, and it's like, fuck, I kind of want to move on from that, but it still kind of comes back and hits you a little bit.
Okay. Well, now we're just... See, now this isn't complicated at all. This is just the question of how do you get over someone, which is difficult.
Normally you always ask the people who are on the phone if they have therapy, and I had taken therapy over it. And
what did your therapist
at some point, me and my she was like, well, it's better to just move on from it. And I have. And honestly, it's been, again, since like I texted her a while ago, like I got a year ago, I just kind of moved on from it a little more, but it's still, again, little things will come up and I'm like, oh, well, I kind of miss that person, but also like, it's better to be moved on than having to like have that nostalgia of this friendship in general kind of stay with you.
Life's fucking crazy, James. Life's fucking crazy. And ideally, everything would work out, right? And you'd be like one of those couples on the Instagram who, they found each other and they got married and everything was beautiful and
God, I
amazing
hope not.
forever and ever and ever, right?
It sounds too cliche.
That would be sick. But life's fucking crazy, man. I don't know what to tell you. It really is.
It really is.
It's fucking
May I ask
crazy.
you a question?
You can ask me a question.
I know this is a little personal, but
Go ahead.
have you ever like fully felt in love?
Oh man.
You can say no. You can say whatever, dude. It's fine. It's cool, man.
I don't want to talk about. Here's the thing. I like to be. I really do. I like to be open about my like life and stuff, but I don't like doing it in ways that like involve other people. So I'm not gonna answer that question.
No, of course.
But,
yeah, it's fine. No, it's cool, dude. It's fine. I don't want to push your buttons on that one. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, definitely, yeah. But life's fucking crazy, and some things,
Crazy.
So it'd be great if everything worked out amazingly forever all the time. And I think when it doesn't, you have this like idea that for everyone else it's working out amazingly beautiful forever all the time. And for you it's not, but that's not true. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I had anything better to tell you than keep on keeping on, but that's really the sauce.
Mm-hmm. No, of course. One last question for you, because I had this in mind for a while back. If you can time travel, where would you go to?
If I could time travel?
Yeah.
I'd stay right the fuck. Actually, I would probably just use it to make money. I would just go into the future and like see how much Bitcoin's worth or whatever and do that.
Would it even be like worth anything by then? I feel like crypto would like die off by then.
Well, that's why I would go in there. I would figure out. I would go into. How people go into the future to like predict the lottery numbers and stuff. I would do something like that. I don't care about like. I don't want to know. I don't want to know stuff about the future. Other than that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back in time because what am I going to do there? Except fuck everything up by killing a butterfly or an ant.
I mean, you're not wrong. I would say like it's harder to think about going to the future about fucking things up too, but also the past as well.
Well, James,
it's
listen. Take solace in this. No matter what happens to you in your love life, you can always sit in a dark room and jack off. That's something that nobody will ever be able to take away from you. And I hope you take solace in that.
You're not wrong, man. I'll do one for you, bro. I got you.
Is there? Don't. I mean, you can do. I was gonna say don't do one for me, but if you really want, I can't stop. I cannot legally stop you from thinking about me while you jerk off, and I wouldn't want that power because your thoughts are a sacred place that no person or government or entity should, be able to interfere with. So it is your God-given right to think about whatever and whoever when you jack off. So go do that, James. God bless you, and I'll see you around the universe.
No problem, Jack. Have a good one.
Take care. He said he's gonna do it for me. He just comes and he's like, for the gecko!